Letters unsent from Leningrad's frozen siege. The wind screamed across the frozen expanse like the final gasps of 1,000 dying souls. Snow lashed horizontally, stinging the faces of the 4 Soviet soldiers as they staggered forward, their Valenki boots sinking knee-deep into the drifts. It was January 1942, the iron grip of winter clamping down on the Leningrad front. Private Alexei Kuznetsov, 19 and wiry from months of hunger, clutched the leather mail pouch to his chest, its weight a cruel reminder of the fragile threads connecting the living to their pasts. His Telegreka padded jacket, quilted and washed for camouflage, flapped wildly, offering scant protection against the -35 degrees that clawed at exposed flesh. Behind him, Sergeant Boris Volkov barked into the gale, his Ashanka's ear flaps tied down tight, ice rimming his grizzled beard. "Keep moving, cuz! The road of life's just beyond these pines. 1 more kilometre and we hand this cursed sack to the convoy." His Mosin Nagant rifle slung over his shoulder swung like a pendulum, bayonet glinting dully. Private Nikolai Sidorov, the skeptic with hollow cheeks and a perpetual scowl, spat a glob of frozen phlegm. Mail for the dead, more like. City's a graveyard. What's the point? His PPS-41 submachine gun hung heavy, ammo pouches empty save for a few rounds pilfered from the fallen. Youngest, Private Dmitry Ivanov, barely 17, whimpered as a gust knocked him sideways. His eyes darted to the tree line, where shadows twisted unnaturally in the blizzard. Distant thunder rolled, not storm, but German artillery from the encirclement lines, probing the defences. Alexei's gloved fingers ached around the pouch. Inside, 200 letters, scrawled by frost-bitten hands in the besieged city, begging for salvation that wouldn't come. His own letter to his sister Anya nestled among them, a plea for her to hold on, though rumours whispered she'd succumbed weeks ago to the dystrophy that hollowed out Leningrad's children. A shell whistled overhead, detonating in a geyser of ice 50 metres left. Shrapnel whined. The squad dove prone, faces buried in snow that tasted of gunpowder and iron. Boris hauled Dmitri up first. "Fritz is blind in this white hell. Move." They pushed on, pines looming like skeletal sentinels. The forest thinned, revealing the shimmer of Lake Ladoga's ice, the lifeline, the road of life, where trucks crawled like beetles under constant threat of cracks and Luftwaffe bombs. But tonight, no trucks. The storm had grounded everything. Then a shape, a low isba half buried in drifts, its thatched roof sagging under snow. Smoke, no, a trick of wind, curled from the chimney stub. Boris signalled halt, rifle up. Shelter. Check it. Alexei's heart pounded as they circled. Door ajar, hinges rusted. Boris kicked it open. Inside, darkness, the stench of decay and mouldering paper. A peat stove squatted cold in the corner. Bodies, 3, maybe 4, huddled in a frozen embrace, skin blue-black, eyes milky orbs staring at nothing. Civilians by their ragged clothes, starved before the cold claimed them. "Blokadniki," Boris muttered, crossing himself furtively, a peasant habit the party frowned on. Clear. They piled in, barricading the door with a table. Nikolai scraped peat from a sack, stuffing the stove. Flames licked tentatively, casting long shadows that danced like spectres. Dmitri unloaded his pack. Crusts of black bread, 125 grams each from today's ration. They chewed in silence, the crackle of fire the only sound. Alexei set the mail pouch down. It landed with a soft thud, and something shifted inside, paper rustling, like whispers. He shook it off. Hunger played tricks. Outside, the wind rose to a wail, mimicking human cries. "Mama, Kleb," faint, then gone. Dmitri froze, spoon halfway to mouth. "You hear that?" "Wind," Nikolai snapped, but his eyes flipped to the door. Boris leaned back, lighting a papyrosa with trembling hands. Smoke curled. "In my village, they called this the Voices of Morosko. Old Frost himself, calling the weak." He paused, voice dropping. "But worse are the Pisma Neopravlenia. Letters unsent." The others stared. "Old babushka tales from the First War," Boris continued, eyes gleaming in firelight. "In sieges, when folk starve, their last words trap in ink. Unsent, they wander. Wind carries them. Soldier finds one with his name, reads it, and the dead claim him to deliver it properly." Nikolai snorted. Superstition. But Alexei felt it, a chill deeper than winter. He opened the pouch to sort for priority, fingers numb. Envelopes spilled, stained, brittle, addresses smudged. To mother in Moscow, darling wife, hold on. Then his name. Fyodor A. Kuznetsov, Leningrad front, postmarked December 15th. From Anya, impossible. He'd buried her in his mind. Hands shaking, he tore it open. Brother mine, the bread is gone. Cold eats my fingers, but I wait for you. Come home soon. The snow sings your name. Love, Anya. The date, December 20th. She died the 18th. Comrades. His voice cracked. They gathered. Boris read over his shoulder, face paling. Burn it. No time. A scratching at the window. Nails on ice-frosted glass. Dmitri yelped. Outside, pressed to the pane. A face. Child's gaunt, eyes black pits. Mouth moving. Clem. Nikolai lunged to the door, flinging it open. Blizzard roared in. Nothing. Hallucinating from a gust hurled snow inside, and with it envelops dozens, swirling like leaves in autumn madness. They stuck to walls, floor, men's faces. Whispers erupted, names, pleas, sobs. Nikolai, your son misses you. Nikolai clawed at a letter plastered to his chest from his wife, dead in the purge. Nout! Back into the storm! Boris roared, grabbing rifles. But Dmitri stood transfixed, reading his own. Mama, my boy, the oven's empty. Join me. The boy bolted outside into white oblivion. Alexei and Boris dragged Nikolai, who fought like possessed. Leave me, it's her! They stumbled into the night, lanterns flickering. Snow blinded. Calls echoed. Dmitri. Alexei, 50 meters out. A shape. Dmitri, frozen mid-stride. Arms outstretched, clutching letter. Body encased in ice, translucent, veins blue rivers. His mouth gaped, tongue lolling, but no scream, only frost. Boris fired blindly. Crack, crack, rifle empty. Nikolai wrenched free, staggering toward Dmitri. Wait, but he slipped, fell face down. Seconds later, stillness. Alexei approached, breath fogging. Nikolai's body hardening, ice creeping from boots upward, letters fusing to skin like bark. Run, lad! Boris shoved him back toward Izba. Inside, fire dying. Letters carpeted everything, pulsing faintly. Alexei stomped them, but they reformed. Boris barred door. The tale, to break it, burn your own. Alexei thrust his into flames. It blackened, curled, then whooshed back whole, words glowing. Why burn me, brother? Deliver yourself. Thunder, artillery closer, walls shook. Through cracks, faces pressed, starved civilians, soldiers, children. Hands clawed wood. Join us. Post us. Forever. Boris loaded last rounds. For Mother Russia. He fired at door. Splinters flew. Apparitions poured in. Ethereal, frost-rimed, mouths agape in eternal hunger. One grasped Boris's ankle. He screamed, high and girlish. Ice raced up his legs. He collapsed, eyes locking on Alexei. Tell, the tale, warn them. Gone. Statue. Alone. Alexei back to stove, letters climbing walls like vines, wind-shattered window, snow devil's world forming Anya's shape, emaciated, smiling sadly. Come, brother. Home. He resisted, clawing at pouch, empty now. Madness? No. Her hand cold as Ladoga took his. Outside he walked. Snow embraced, gentle, voices harmonious, unsent no more. Dawn. The Izba stood silent, door ajar. No bodies, no letters, only on the table one envelope, sealed, addressed, to whom it may concern, Leningrad front. Inside, scrawled in unfamiliar hand, we were four, mailed from the city, found shelter, heard whispers, read our names. Now we deliver. If you find this, burn it unread, or join us in the frost. Unsent no more. Pirek wind took it, out the door, across the ice. A convoy truck rumbled past on the road of life, driver cursing the storm. He never saw the paper flutter by, but that night in his bunk he'd dream of voices and check his mail.